Prada did it. Prada did it.
What's going on, guys? Ace Approve is back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the ghost key that I installed on my Kia Sorento. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to get the ghost key from JDI is that it adds an extra layer of protection for your Kia. It turns it from a key start to a push start. You basically need a immobilizer or a little like separate key to actually activate the system for it to work. So it adds that extra layer of security so people just can't get in, steal it. You know, the USB trend, the YNs was taking over. You know, they still do it here and there. Not as big as it was back then, but, you know, they still leaves your car vulnerable. You know what I mean? It even gives it a more modern look, you know, because it's a push start. And, yeah. So, I already have it installed. Basically what I had to do was that I had to tap into the brake wire. Basically you have to use the brake and then the push start in order for it to work. I'll show you guys all that. And then the wiring harness and all of that. It wasn't like, it really wasn't difficult. I'm a pretty DIY guy. If you've never really been a DIY person or you do like your own work, you can't have like a shop install it for you. But I mean, you can do this with simple tools. Like I did it with like a 10mm socket and some pliers. It really wasn't difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm kind of going to show you guys a little bit of what I had to do in order for this to work. So obviously the steering column has to come off, you know, the plastic around the steering column, not hard. This had to come off, this bottom panel. All in all, it really wasn't a difficult install. It's very simple. They have a video on their YouTube if it's really that difficult. If you guys are struggling, it's a pretty simple install. I no longer have the key anymore. So it's push, and as you guys see, it doesn't start even when I press it. It doesn't start because I have to activate the system. So even if I put my foot on the brake, nothing happens. So now, let me close my door. So now I'm gonna activate the system and let me guys show you what the key looks like. So this is one of the keys. You put this to the immobilizer that you hide within the car. You can hide it wherever you want in the car. Obviously I'm not gonna show you guys where I hid it because that obviously defeats the purpose. But I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna let you guys hear it. So. And now, as you heard that, the system is now activated. So now I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and then I'm gonna press only one tap with foot on the brake. And there we go. And there you have it. You can just one tap it. That's all you need to do. And the way that you turn it off, you actually have to put your foot on the brake and then press it to turn it off, which is no big deal. Just another feature because, like I said, you have to tap into the brake wire. They provide that for you, what you're supposed to do and everything. It's not difficult, guys. I promise you. It's not difficult. The hardest part is probably tapping into the brake wire only because, like, on my Kia, is that where the switch is at, the harness, and I don't know if you guys heard that beep. That was the system actually reactivating. So now if I try to start it, put on the brake, it won't start. So that's another feature. It automatically locks. You can change the settings. You can do 30 seconds or 60 seconds. You can do a lot of settings. There's a lot of settings that you can do for this. But back to what I was saying. So my brake, the brake switch is actually kind of high up. So I had to really get down and unplug it. But once you unplug it, you can kind of drag the cord down and it really wasn't bad. So all in all, I mean, I'm pretty impressed. My remote start, my aftermarket remote start still works. So I was kind of worried that it would affect it. They assured me that it wouldn't. They said that, oh, well, depending on how they wired it, they might have wired it to the ignition switch, which they didn't. That works perfectly fine with the ghost key. Obviously, you know, there's pros and cons. So, you know, one of the things is like, you know, huge anti-theft upgrade. It's hidden, easy to use. It was cheap. I got it for Black Friday, so it was like, I think like $140. And it works on any car. You can put this on any car. It's not just the Kia. They make them specifically for models, but you can put this on any car. It doesn't matter. And that's the beauty of it. I'll say like the cons was, you know, install, you know, take some, you know, time, especially if you haven't done it before. Or especially if you haven't done DIY stuff before. If you have done DIY stuff, it's not too bad, but it still takes time. And as you guys can see, it is snow and it was freezing and my hands were cold as hell. And it's like, damn, it was not fun doing it in the cold, but I wanted to get it done, so. And you always got to have like that key. If you don't have that key, or you also have like a card, and I keep the card in my wallet in case I ever, for some reason, I lose the little key thing on my key ring. You need to have that all the time, or else you're not going to be able to start your car. Not many people know about it, which, I mean, is a good thing and a bad thing, but obviously when you go to the mechanic, you got to put it in valet mode, and you basically got to hold the key up to it, and it'll beep like 4 times, and it's in valet mode. Then they don't need to find where your code is at to start the car. So, would I recommend this? Absolutely. If you own a Kia or a Hyundai, or honestly any car that thieves loves to get, you need this. It's a game changer. But so yeah, guys, I definitely recommend it. If you want to see mods, you know, done to my CLK 500 or mods I done to my Kia Sorento, check out my other videos. More to come. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.